Hi, my name is Bob Franklin. I'm the editor of Journalism Practice, and I'd like to tell you about the contents of the August edition 2010. It's a special issue which brings together some of the very best papers drawn from the conference, The Future of Journalism, held here at Cardiff in September 2009, almost a year ago already. There are more papers published in issue 11.5 of our sister journal, Journalism Studies. The articles present findings from the most recent research-based studies looking at different aspects of the problems and possibilities which characterize the future of journalism. Papers range across the 5 broad themes designed to address 5 key questions. First, in what ways is journalism changing and responding to developments in new media technologies, which facilitate new ways of reporting news, including online journalism, citizen journalism and blogging? Second, how are these changes unravelling in distinctive national settings with their particular journalism cultures, audiences, media structures and histories? Third, how are changes in media technologies and journalism practice impacting on the revenue sources available to fund journalism, and what business models are being developed to resource changing and newly emerging forms of journalism? Fourth, what are the implications of these developments for the education and training of journalists and their prospects for employment, as well as the changing nature of that employment? Finally, in what ways do these changes impact on day-to-day journalism practice, especially journalists' relationships with sources and the ethical decisions they confront? With 11 articles by some of the leading scholars in our field, and a thought-provoking foreword by distinguished scholar J.G. Blumler from Leeds University, UK, issue 4.3 is a very busy space. In her challenging opening plenary, Bettina Peters, director of the Global Forum for Media Development, a network of 500 media assistance organisations from around the globe, addresses the difficulties confronting journalism in the Global South and stresses that the best route to secure a viable future for journalism doesn't necessarily involve following in the footsteps of countries in the developed North. In the opening paper, Heikki Heikkilä, Risto Cornelius and Laura Affer from the University of Tampere explore a number of different ways in which news organisations connect with the audience and argue that journalism's relevance for its readers is embedded in the social fabric of their everyday lives. While Marina Vujnovic, Jane Singer, Steve Pallison, Ari Heinonen, Zvi Reich, Torsten Quandt, Alfred Hermeder and Dave Domingo draw on interviews with 60 online journalists to establish their professional assessments of UGC. Staying with the theme of new media technologies' implications for journalism, Alfred Hermeder explores twittering the news as a form of ambient journalism. Lisa Lynch examines the establishment, operating principles and contribution of WikiLeaks to the practice and viability of investigative journalism, while Christoph Neuberger and Christian Nürnberg consider whether the relationship between professional and participatory media is competitive, complementary, or fosters integration. Xin Jin explores the implications of citizen journalism for Chinese media and society. Rod Tiffin presents the early findings from his study of changes in Australian newspapers across the last 50 years, and Francois Nel analyses innovation in online business models in 60+ regional newspapers in the UK. Shifting themes to explore journalism ethics, Angela Phillips focuses on transparency and what she terms the creative cannibalism, which is now an inherent element of journalism practice in many UK leading national newspapers, while Chris Frost considers the implications of recent privacy adjudications by the UK Press Complaints Commission for the future of journalism. Wendy Weinhold's fascinating essays, Letters from the Editor, looks at letters to leading trade magazines, American Journalism Review, Columbia Journalism Review, and Editor and Publisher, across the 10-year period between 1998 to 2008, to consider the issues raised by journalists and editors in those letters which reflect changes in their journalism practice. In a final essay, Anya Schifrin from Columbia University critically assesses the role of foreign donors and journalism training in a number of African countries, including Ghana, Nigeria and Uganda. This issue of journalism practice highlights how in different ways the future of journalism constitutes the central question confronting both the journalism industry and critical scholarship in journalism studies, I'm sure the research findings reported here will provide you with a great deal of new information and evidence to set you thinking about this key concern. That was certainly the editorial ambition. You'll find further information about the issues and abstracts for all of these papers on the publisher's website at Routledge, Taylor and Francis, and of course also on our website here at the Cardiff School of Journalism, Media and Cultural Studies. I'll be back in the autumn with a Journalism Practice editorial for the final issue of the year 4-4. But for now, as ever, thanks for clicking the mouse.